Hi Blair, this is my video response to your little growing up videos that you're doing. This is the birth to preschool or age 5 video, and I just wanted to share some of my memories from birth to preschool. So I'll start with saying that I was born in Alabama, which I live more south than that now. It didn't live in Alabama very long. I was just born there. My parents lived there because that's where my dad was working at the time. And my dad's a pilot, so he moves around a lot, and he doesn't fly for the airlines. He flies for like private companies and like 10-passenger jets. So we were always moving around a lot, and I was born in Alabama. And we lived there for probably maybe a year, a couple months or a year. I remember we lived in like a little townhouse, and my next door neighbor, her name was Tony, she had this little cat named Fluffy, and I think it was like a really like long-haired Siamese cat, or it was some kind of long-haired cat, and the cat was really mean, and every time I went over there I always wanted to play with him. And the cat would always hide under the table or under the couch, or he would just always hide for me, and I always wanted to play with him because I love cats. I've had cats my whole life, like since I was born. My mom's always had cats. But I like very vividly remember like going to her house and remember the cat, and I remember the table, and I remember the cat hissing at me and trying to bite me, and then I would always cry, of course. But once we left Alabama, we moved to Florida, which is where I live now, and my mom wanted to live closer to my grandparents, so we moved to the city that we live in now. And within this city, we've probably moved, I think the house that I live in now, lived here for probably 10 years, a really long time. I was in elementary school. And we moved 3 times. We lived in an apartment, and then we moved across the street to another apartment, and then we moved into the house that I live in now. So I've lived here for a really long time. I've gone to all of my schooling here. I've never left the city. Well, I've like left the city, but I've never moved out of the city that I live in now. I went to preschool right down the street from my house. The preschool was like a little Baptist, well, it's a Baptist church now, but it was just like a little preschool within a church, and the school was like really cute. I remember all of the hallways being like white with like a bunch of doors, and one of the women that worked in the office, she was somebody that worked in the office when I was in middle school, and she has a son that's the same age as me, and so I've gone to school with her son my entire life. And I remember one day in preschool, this boy, his name was Tyler, and I also went to school with him all through high school. I graduated high school with him, so I've known him a really long time. But when we were little, we had those like really big wooden blocks that you like build stuff with, like I mean like huge blocks. And he hit me over the head with one of them one day, like whacked me like right here, and it hurt so bad. And I remember like crying, and my mom coming to get me, and his mom coming to get him, and him getting in trouble obviously because he whacked me over the head with a block. And let's see, in preschool I remember doing like arts and crafts thing, and then we had this little like square like piece of clay, and we put our handprints in it, and I still have mine in my bathroom today. I won't show you because my bathroom's really messy, but it's like sitting like right behind my faucet, leaning up against my mirror, and I painted mine purple, and my handprint was seriously like this big. It is so little, and it has a date and everything underneath it. It's really cute. And my mom loved it. She refuses to get rid of it, and she refuses to move it from the spot that it's in right now. So I remember that. I remember my dad, obviously I said earlier, was a pilot, and he still is a pilot today, but when I was little, he would always take me flying in the airplanes that he had. So I really loved that. I have this one picture that I just love. It's my favorite picture from when I was little. I have these like big green headphones on, and they like consume my whole head because they're adult headphones. And I used to love going flying with my dad. That's my favorite picture. I'm sitting in the cockpit of the airplane with those giant headphones on and the doors open, and my dad took my picture. And that was really fun. I always really loved to do that with my dad. That's something that him and I always did. And he's very upset that I'm don't want to be a pilot, but whatever. That's not what I want to do, so that's not what I'm going to do. I don't really remember that much from when I was little, other than like memories. I don't know what my first word was. I remember the first word that I read. I don't remember what it was, but I remember where we were. We were in the car, and it was a word on a billboard or like on the side of a building or something. But I don't remember what it was, but I remember it was like a 4-letter word or something, and my mom was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you read that." And it was really fun. I always loved to spend the night at my grandparents' house too. That was my favorite. But that's really all that I remember. I mean, people tell me stories, but that's all that I really remember. So can't wait till you put your next video up of what, I guess, kindergarten to first grade, or just kindergarten, or just first grade, whatever. But alright, can't wait to see your next video. Bye!